Hello. Episode 8 of Dexter, Original Sin Season 1, Brian Moser's twist and startling story. Dexter, Original Sin Episode 8 had more startling murderer revelations, and it may be necessary to explain Brian Moser's role in the Dexter prequel series. The show wasn't finished with big revelations, even though Dexter, Original Sin Episode 7 has revealed Captain Spencer as the one who killed Jimmy Powell and abducted Nikki Spencer. By revealing the identity of the NHI killer in Original Sin Episode 8, one of Dexter's most skilled serial killers was given an even longer list of victims. Brian Moser, also known as the Ice Truck Killer, is the NHI killer. Episode 8 of Original Sin featured a lot of serial killer drama, but it also had a lot of character development. In the main series, Deb, Molly Brown, experienced her first taste of betrayal and a glimpse of what her love life would hold. Dexter learned to trust his dark instincts, and Harry Morgan and Maria LaGuerta drew closer. It might be worthwhile to summarize Original Sin Episode 8 because there were so many significant revelations and events that it was nearly impossible to keep track of everything that occurred. Dexter followed Spencer to a seedy meeting despite Spencer's attempts to divert him with cold cases. Someone took a mysterious plastic bag from Spencer and took it to another person's home. Dexter experienced some difficulties at work after discovering that Captain Spencer had abducted Nikki and killed Jimmy Powell. In an attempt to divert Dexter's attention from further investigating Nikki's kidnapping, Spencer gave him instructions to begin re-examining the blood splatter on cold cases. Dexter knew better than Tanya Martin and Camilla Fig, who saw it as evidence that Spencer was impressed with Dexter's ability to locate the drop of blood on the box's side. He chose to continue digging because he was curious as to what Spencer didn't want him to discover. In an attempt to divert Dexter's attention from further investigating Nikki's kidnapping, Spencer gave him instructions to begin re-examining the blood splatter on cold cases. Dexter followed Spencer after he informed the Miami Metro investigators he was going home for lunch so he could take a shower. But Spencer didn't return home, and Dexter followed him to a dubious meeting with a young man. Dexter chose to follow the child after Spencer handed him a plastic bag and a stack of cash. The young man eventually arrived at a house with a gnome in the front garden. But Harry paged Dexter and insisted on knowing Deb's location before Dexter could discover what was in the package. Harry found out that Maria's and Harry's suspect had been murdered. The NHI killer was Brian Moser. Harry linked Brian to the first two murders and then stole his file. Harry and Maria returned to the Tampa Police Department to begin going over Paul Petrie's client list after learning of his murder. The criminal informant Laura Moser, Harry's secret lover and Dexter's mother, had a son named Brian Moser, whose file Harry eventually found. Harry analyzed Brian's file and concluded that he was the NHI killer after persuading Maria to go out for coffee. Brian's aggressive inclinations were a great fit for the first NHI victim, who was a nurse at the mental hospital where he was institutionalized. Harry didn't tell Maria about his discoveries, despite the fact that he had solved the NHI killer case. In an apparent attempt to completely conceal Brian's role in the crime, he even attempted to conceal Brian's file in his own bag. The fact that Brian's arrest would have revealed many of Harry's most sinister secrets is one of the reasons he attempted to pass for Brian. Arresting Brian would instantly reveal the origins of Dexter, something Harry has been trying to conceal from him throughout the season. Given that Harry was expressly addressed multiple times in Petrie's file, it is likely that Harry also feels some responsibility for turning Brian into a murderer. Deb learned that Gio was smuggling something when Dexter found out he was engaged and that Gio was lying to her about their relationship and his dubious work. Dexter resumed his search for Deb when Harry instructed him to cease looking into Captain Spencer. After a while he located Joe's flat, but a woman answered. She clarified that she was engaged to Gio and that he would woo a number of women to amuse himself, including Deb. However, their odd connection managed to work out until the fiancée told Dexter that she was also cheating on him.